welcome back, guys, to Sound of Manchester. This is your host Prathamesh, and joining me is Kushagra. And here we are just before our final game in the Premier League against Leicester City this season. Well, it has been a season full of ups and downs, but here we are standing in a situation where we need a point, or even if we win, we will go through to the Champions League. That something if somebody would have told me probably say sometime in January that you're going to play in the Champions League, I would have probably slapped that person and said, no, no way, this is not possible. You must be drunk or something. But since Bruno's arrival, especially, United have found a new life in themselves. They have played some good football. Obviously, there haven't been some results that have been eye-catching or some results that haven't gone our way. But now, as things stand, it is all about Leicester City, all about that one game at King Power. Any point at King Power gets us to the Champions League next season. So I don't think there is anything better that we could have hoped coming into the last game of the season. Obviously, since we play Leicester, who themselves are in this situation, it's going to be quite an interesting game. The Champions League qualifications have been interesting since the project restart, and it's really good to see this kind of competition in the Premier League for every position. Even the relegation battle has gone down to the last day. Kushagra, we play Leicester at 8:30 on a Sunday, and probably our Sunday evenings are going to be full of excitement, tension, and you might say a little bit of aggressive celebrations if we score the first goal or something like that. So a lot of things might happen. What are your initial thoughts? How are you dealing with it emotionally as a fan right
now? How am I dealing with it emotionally? I mean, it is pretty clear in our review yesterday how we are all dealing with it emotionally. We're all nervous. I don't think if you ask the United fan to put his or her hand on their heart and answer honestly, they would not be able to, tell you with full confidence that they expect a point or 3 points on Sunday, because the team hasn't given its fans the confidence. They haven't played that well. Now, looking on the flip side, I mean, we can look at it positively as well. Leicester haven't played well either. So in the last 48 points, out of the last 48 available points, they've only gotten 20. So, United can look at it and say, is that in that sense they're in a poor vein of form, and also 4 of their top players are missing: Chilwell, Soyuncu, Maddison, and Pereira, the right back. So Ricardo Pereira. So that is 3 out of the 4 in defense, and they're probably their best midfielder. So you can group around all those things and say all these things are in favor of United, and stars could align. But on the contrary, you could also say that a team which struggled so much with Giroud up top now has to face Vardy up top. So I would take Vardy over Giroud any day, and I definitely feel he'll be a tougher striker. And especially because he's kind of a street smart striker, and as we both have discussed so many times, we aren't very confident in our defenders. Both are centre backs, Maguire and Lindelof, so they're culpable. So of course, if a goal goes first, if United scores first, or if United equalizes towards the end, it's going to be crazy. The celebration is going to be crazy. But if that's just a question to you as well. If United does score early, I'll still be nervous. I'll still be very nervous and still be constantly looking at the clock on the top right of the screen, hoping for the seconds to quickly pass by. But yeah, so very nervous about Sunday, and I can foresee Leicester playing a very, very pressing game. Something like what Southampton played. Only that Leicester have quite a bit more quality than Southampton, so that could hurt us even more. I would expect Brendan, because they have nothing to lose, right? There's nothing to lose.
Exactly.
Brendan Rodgers
but
will come.
You could say that they were comfortably in. At one point, they were talk about them being in the title race with Liverpool, and then they were comfortably second, and then Manchester City have overtaken them. So you might say they have a lot to lose, because they were in a position of strength, and from there they've gone out of the top 4 as it stands. and a draw might not be enough for them if Chelsea pick up points against Wolves. So you might say they're not in a position of just being relaxed and trying to see whatever comes out of this game. I think they will be under a lot of pressure. But obviously, the amount of pressure that surrounds Manchester United every day is limitless, and I think the players will be feeling that, and they have to feel that because they do not feel that pressure. I personally feel they took the last few games a bit too casually, in which probably resulted in us dropping points against West Ham. Personally, if you ask me, Kushagra, I will be more comfortable. I mean, it sounds crazy, but I will be more comfortable if Leicester score first, because then I would be in a state of hopelessness, and then if something comes out of that game and we end up drawing or winning that game, that will be even more satisfactory other than United scoring first, scoring early, and then looking at the watch for like how many ever minutes the game runs on. So, from that stage of hopelessness, getting a victory would be even more sweet. But it doesn't matter right now, does it? It does all that matters right now is getting the point or getting the 3 points, preferably that takes us comfortably into the third. And you said rightly because we have a lot of defensive issues right now. They have come up in the last few games, and probably you might say tiredness, you can say X and Y, a lot of reasons, but it has come up now. Our goalkeeper looks culpable, our defense looks culpable. So now, whether we deal with the threat of Vardy, Iheanacho, probably even Harvey Barnes, Yuri Tillemans, and their new left back, their left wing back, I don't know how well he's playing because he provided a fantastic assist in that game which they won against Sheffield United for Jose Perez. I almost forgot Jose Perez himself. So we do have a lot of threats facing us, but also to be clear, we are facing a weakened defense of Leicester. So there is a high possibility. I mean, from the off, it might look that this can be a high-scoring fixture, but considering what is at stake, I think you will see a first half which is more cagey and a lot of pragmatism, Jose Mourinho type football probably in the first half. You might see the game opening slightly, when one team finds certain weakness in the opponent. But probably towards the end of the second half, it will be a bit more open, a bit more end to end. That is what we think because tiredness will play a huge part. Squad depth will play a huge part. Currently, even Leicester City are lacking that because of their injuries. So this is going to be a tough game for both teams. Let's not kid ourselves. It's not going to be easy for us. It's not going to be easy for them either because as you said they have picked up 20 points in the last 45 or 48, so it's not Champions League form, it's probably not even Europa League form, so it's going to be tough for them. But let's hope that Rashford, Martial, Greenwood come out on top from Vardy, Nacho and Harvey Barnes. That's all I can hope.
Yeah, and as far as you talk about the expectations, we must also understand. I don't think the Leicester fans, when they started the season, would have expected a start wherein their team started like a like a team on fire. I don't think they lost many games in the first half of the
Yeah.
season, and they were winning most of their matches, if not all. And Vardy, Madison, Soyuncu, all of Chilwell, Pereira were all on top form, and for a good few weeks, it looked like they could be the only team that could possibly challenge Liverpool as City were floundering everywhere. And yes, since the turn of the year, they haven't had a good time. They haven't been able to replicate that early season form. It could be because of multiple reasons. They lost Ricardo Pereira quite early, towards the
Yeah.
end of December, beginning January, and post that they have lost a couple of players, and then you've had the lockdown, and then now the situation. So I still don't think Leicester fans should be disappointed if they do not, if eventually they do not manage to finish in the top four, because despite of the fact that they've been in the top four almost virtually throughout the entire season, that doesn't diminish anything from the season, because I think the season has been a fantastic one for Leicester. We None of us would have predicted Leicester finishing fourth or fifth. We would
Yeah.
have thought Tottenham, who came last year from a Champions League final, Chelsea, who were in the top four and won the Europa League, Arsenal, who were in the Europa League final, finished above us, definitely finished above Leicester, fifth last season. So Leicester have done amazingly well to be in a position where they are,
Yeah.
and as I said earlier, I fully expect Brendan Rodgers to play a very, very pressing style of play, and he would want his team to attack. As you said, even though they have lost out on a lot, still just for this particular match, I don't think they have anything to lose. And I genuinely feel if they would rather, go out in all their glory than actually having to, suffer to get into the Champions League. So I think they will attack United, and that is one place that it makes me underconfident as well, makes me nervous. I'm pretty sure it makes you nervous as well because the players have looked nervous. The players have looked like
Yeah,
they don't have the bottle. 7 matches now in a row that United haven't capitalized when Chelsea or Leicester have dropped points. So, that says a lot. United have lost 2 semi-finals this season, and I don't want to, bookend it by saying this. So, therefore, even when you look at Europa League as the other alternative for qualifying for the Champions League, I don't think you can be extremely confident there either. If
yeah,
this team
you
can't,
can't.
take advantage of situations like it has in the Premier League, and if come Sunday night or Monday morning, whenever we do the review, if we're still talking about missed opportunities, then I don't think we'll have much to talk about. So yeah, I expect Leicester to go in for a full pelt. Just one last thing, Pratmesh. Let's not forget, and our viewers, let's not forget, United have 3 days of rest. Leicester have had full 7 days. So
Yeah,
that will make a
that's a huge
huge
factor.
difference.
That's a huge factor. It's almost like probably a player who could for United who could last 60 minutes, probably 50 minutes, 60 minutes, can last for Leicester for 90. Rest wise, it doesn't work that way, but you could probably say that. But and that will make a huge
Yeah,
difference because the likes of Matic, Bruno, Pogba, Rashford, Martial, Greenwood, all these 6 players, they have to be on their mark all the time in the game because they will have to be clinical, they will have to be creative because Leicester still have a defense of Johnny Evans, Ryan Bennett, and Wes Morgan, and their fullbacks James, Justin, and Thomas, the new fullback, has done really well. So they are a solid defense. Their goalkeeper is solid. He is someone who every United fan might know. So it's going to be tough. And these 6 players have to be on their mark. And tiredness will play a huge issue. And we do not have anyone to replace him on the bench. So this is going to be a tough one. Kushagra, coming straight to the main thing, predictions, and what do you think the prediction for the lineup and as well as for the result?
yeah. We were discussing this before coming live here. That we both expect or we both hope Luke Shaw to play day after tomorrow,
Definitely,
and
definitely.
yeah, yeah. So we spoke about that him driving to Carrington on his own, not being assisted by his partner, and that hopefully is a good signal that his ankle is more is better, is hopefully pain free now, and he's had
Yeah,
3 games off, and I would hope that these 3 games have done him well, that Solskjaer specifically held him back against West Ham so that he could play against Leicester because look, it's not just in defense, it's how Rashford plays going forward as well. I feel Luke Shaw and
yeah,
Rashford have a great understanding, which Rashford still doesn't have with Brandon Williams as of yet. With given time, I'm sure that will develop as well, but right now it's not there. And Luke Shaw, just being a left-footed player, gives us a lot more balance. United is
exactly.
a very
Yeah,
disbalanced. United is a very disbalanced team. You have even though you play with inverted wingers, both their wingers aren't classical wingers, right? So they're both support
yeah, they are.
strikers. You don't. So they're both always almost cutting inside. It's very, very, very rarely that they go outside and cross the ball in. Now again, the number 9 you have isn't like your classical big hefty number 9. He's a quick number 9 and he can head the ball, but he'll not always win the headers from the crosses as well. So that's another problem. So what Luke Shaw and Van Bissaka do is they overlap, they gallop to the byline,
They are
and
the
then they
ones
put
who
cut
actually
back.
create the
Yeah,
growth.
yeah, they put in cutbacks and they put in grounded crosses, which I feel will work better for United with the kind of players that we have. And even when you cut it back to Pogba or Bruno, something like that, at the top of the box. So I feel Luke Shaw is very important, and I hope that he plays. So the same defense, I would want the same lineup as has been our strongest lineup. And I would not want a 5 at the back or a 3 at the back and a 4 in the middle and a 3 at top. Nothing like that. Go with the 4-2-3-1 that you've been playing. Don't be scared of Leicester. Of course, you need to pay them respect, but don't be scared of Leicester. I just hope, I don't want to see another performance like West Ham or, other teams that it's almost felt like the players have been scared of the other team, and
They're
you
scared.
shouldn't be
They're
scared
basically
of
scared of
anyone else.
losing a game. That's what I think.
Yeah.
United, when we started after lockdown, there was no expectation that we would go to the Champions League. Now that we are in that situation, I think the players are feeling the heat a bit.
No, but that's the part and parcel of playing for Manchester United. This
Exactly.
is a very small amount of pressure. The aim, the levels that we have, that we want to achieve, sorry, that we do not have right now, but we want aspire to, and the aims that we have, you'll play matches in a lot more pressurized environment. You'll be in finals. You'll be hopefully challenging for the leagues in the upcoming seasons and everything like that. So, and this is a young team. I hope they are able to see it through, because it will be a massive, massive milestone for United. Uh, from the beginning of the season, I don't think anyone expected United to finish in the top four. So if they are able to do that, and if they're able to have a decent Europa League, I don't expect much from it. I would rather that he rests more of our important players because the season starts so early. So yeah, my prediction would be a cautious 2-1, because I can't bring myself to say that
I,
United will
I hope that
go
I
and
hope
thrash
that one is
Leicester.
from United side.
Of course, it is for United. Of course, it is for United. So it'll be 2-1 United win, and if that happens, man, we'll all be jumping and bouncing for joy. And United will finish third in a season which, frankly, I'm stunned that United ended up finishing third. So.
Exactly. I don't think the season has been. I think except for Liverpool, I don't think there has been any team that has really lived up to the potential this season, and that is why you are seeing a 66 point potentially third place finish for United, which is totally not. You might not say that Premier League standard, but I think all the teams have shared their points like Robin Hood shares something. So it's been like all teams have become Robin Hood FC at some point and given points to the others, except for Liverpool, obviously. Uh, Coming to this game, I think, as I said, it might be cagey affair. It might not be as open as we think, or both managers might surprise us and go for a shootout. Whoever scores more goals wins. But I highly doubt that United will do that. I can sense that Brendan Rodgers might be up for it, but I don't think Ole is. You saw that in the last couple of games against West Ham, Southampton, even against Palace, that we were scared of conceding goals. Uh, for me personally, as you said, go for the best lineup: 4-2-3-1. Play your best defense, your best midfield, and your best attack. I think that is all that we need to do. That is all that a manager can do: set the right tactics, pick the right 11. Then it comes down to the players who are on the pitch to implement them, and uh, probably even change themselves on the pitch when required. Try and innovate and do different things to break the Leicester defense. Uh, I predicted a 2-2 draw last time. It became 1-1 against West Ham. Uh, this one is tough because both teams are in a huge potential financial situation right now. And I think even if people say it doesn't matter, it does. The business side of the game does play an effect on the manager's head as well. It might not play on the players, but it definitely does on the manager's head. Uh, I might go for a 1-1. That's all I can think of because I don't think either team will go out there to try and win the game. Leicester have to be honest. So Leicester might try, but I don't think United will be going out there with an intention of sweeping Leicester off their feet. That is not going to happen anyway. If Chelsea were to drop points as all the games are going on the same time, I think that will play a huge role because if Wolves are supposed to take a 1-0 or a 2-0 advantage in the game, I don't think either Leicester or United will be that keen to win the game. They will just wanting to play out the 90 minutes and celebrate Champions League both on the same stage, and then probably only saying to Lampard, "Oh, take your FA Cup final. We're going here." So I think in that way, it will be a very cautious game. I don't see a lot of goals coming in this one. Probably a 1-1 or a 1-0 win either side. I don't think there are a lot of goals coming in this one. So yeah, that's what we have to say about the game. you would like to know what the fans feel about the game, you can like our Instagram post and mention your predictions in the comments. You can mention your prediction in the YouTube comments as well. It's the last Premier League game of the season, so this is going to be a fun, a lot of fun and a lot of excitement and a lot of nervousness. Trust me, this is probably the most nervous part of being a football fan of 2020. So it's going to be tricky for everyone. Probably everybody will have their superstitious place to sit in, their superstitious jersey to wear, and I don't know what else. Some might actually put a picture of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in their temple and probably do something, some arty sort of thing for him. But whatever happens, what is important is getting that point or the 3 points. So for all the fans out there, we are sharing the same emotions. So let's get through them and let's hope that our team does us proud at the King Power on Sunday. The game is on 8:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So hopefully, if we do win, we are going to have a huge night of celebration. Thank you to Kushagra for joining. Let's see when we do the review how our mood is. But definitely, it should be a good game and two really good managers, young managers going head to head against each other. So let's hope for the best and glory, Man United. Stay tuned to Sound of Manchester. Thank you, guys.